Barrister Sheldon, welcome to the Top Bar Association of Lawyers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barrister Sheldon, who has been called to Bloomberg. Now they called my colleagues to the Ghana Bar Association. Me then they call me to Bloomberg Chop Bar. Bar, Black Sheep. Have you any? Yes, sir, master. No problem. My people they do them at times for law courts. Me, I they do my own for basketball court top. Ladies and gentlemen, there is an issue. We need to have a conversation about it because it they border on what fundamental human rights of the citizens of this country, of the jurisprudential analysis of what prudential bank. So therefore we need to have a conversation through the spectrum of the law to analyze the analytical nature of the breaches and the impeachment of the constitutional abominables. Boss, my nigga. Me fair grass me sound say boss, my nigga, boss. To chop bar, boss, my nigga, boss, and a bar of soup.
And a Bloomberg.
Now,
baritone.
Hey, Jai Jimmy, you know, do not desecrate the image.
I'm sorry,
don't
Lord.
do that.
I'm sorry.
I'm not your lord. I'm just a lawyer. Don't do that. Hey, pay attention.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm sure you people have seen the videos of the arrest of Abu Trica in France.
Yeah.
This weekend, we started see the videos for the news feed, started trend. Now, I don't know why the videos they trend. Because an arrest like that, they say low key near the court. First, pictures then start the flow for the social media. Then the next thing we say videos. You understand? Now, I don't know how the security agencies in this country then they work. Maybe they have transitioned from just going to make low-key arrests to right now allowing bloggers to follow them. And if they did not allow bloggers to follow them and they went in there to make the arrest and they recorded the video and leaked it to the media, then there is a problem. You understand?
Yeah.
Because what is the point? Even if you recorded a video to facilitate or enable you advance your argument or your case, it is supposed to be your video, not a video for the public. But whoever recorded the video may be a security operative, allegedly. Leaked the video to the media and now the video is all over the place. Now in one video in friend where they wear the yellow shirt and them they talk to him and they ask him questions where they look like chairman there. If you give him a box of what pizza man chicken man, you give him coke, where you give him a fully air conditioned room, you go sing like Celine Dion, you go sing like Whitney Houston because black things they in chest top. He was sitting beside Abu Trica and your man was willing to talk. You understand? And you could see in the video he was uncomfortable because of the handcuff in hand. Now, it be yesterday I come say, when they put handcuffs for your hand, it be uncomfortable because the way they do like gogome for the chair inside, you could see like they were visibly in some kind of, uncomfortability and stress and duress and a whole lot of capacity of incapacitated nature of yayamobo.
Barrister Sheldon.
Let's take it one of the car. Now me have to one more see the serious car. And also your phones on show phones. And also your
what kind of you have picture no? Can you make it?
As for that one there, right now as you can talk.
Na so pushari na wonder the say at the hotel.
No.
What na any business na? Oh, sometimes
Now in Abu Trica's video, a question was asked. What job do you do? This is I do this or I do that. So it's supposed to be a straightforward answer.
Yes.
Chairman Abu Trica was doing like this. You understand? And you could see he was uncomfortable in that situation. And still he was being asked that question. At some point in the course of the conversation or the back and forth, your man say, I dey need my lawyer. Before I utter any word out from my mouth, I would need my lawyer. Then the person interrogating or asking the question was like, you do not need a lawyer to answer a question like, what work do you do?
So now you get what's going on?
This is not the first second. My explaining this kind of doctrine.
I am the one asking you a question. I'm the one asking you the question. So I'm asking you. I'm introducing you. Okay, so you're from Chumbarama. I'm lawyer Chumbarama. I'm the deputy director for Narcotics Control Commission. Okay, so now my question is, do you want away?
This question relates to my lawyer.
Your lawyer should answer the question for the work that you are doing. Your lawyer cannot answer that question for
You have
you.
already mentioned your name. No, I said I've already done this thing. That's my.
We are putting you under arrest and we are asking you questions. Said the man now here. What's it? You want the lawyer to come and tell me what job you are doing? I'm a lawyer myself.
Now, mind you, the person who was asking the question, who happens to be the deputy director of NACO, is a lawyer, a colleague. He was called to the Ghana Bar Association. Fortunately for me, or unfortunately for me, I was called to what? Chop Bar and Bloom Bar.
And be a bar.
For a lawyer who has a reputation of defending the fundamental human rights of people, to tell like someone that you have arrested that he does not need a lawyer to answer such a question be some way.
Your lawyer should answer the question for the work that you are doing. Your lawyer cannot answer that question for you.
You have already mentioned your name.
As the video enter social media, people were like, nah, bro, what is happening here?
Yeah, before call barrister Sheldon. May come explain.
Maybe come explain. Now, it is a very simple issue, right? You see, when our state institutions do not follow procedures, and that be why there are a lot of loopholes in our system. It is not like they do not know it, they know, but they feel like maybe they are above the law, or maybe the law is not as effective as they want it to be, so they go their way to do some of these things, which in the long run, they jeopardize a lot of things. Now, the Article 14 of what the 1992 Constitution, Article 14 Clause 2, they talk say, Article 14 Clause 2 of the Ghana's 1992 Constitution guarantees fundamental human rights upon arrest or detention, mandating that anyone detained must be immediately informed in a language what they understand of the reason of the arrest, that's detention, and their right to a lawyer of their choice.
Of their choice.
A crucial safeguard against unlawful detention and a cornerstone of what? Fair legal process in Ghana. Now, this is the key provisions of the article. Immediate notification. The arresting authority must inform the person without delay. Reasons for arrest. The individual must be told why they are being detained. Right to counsel, and this is the most important part. They must be informed of their right to a lawyer of their own choosing.
Oh. So you see, they try to cause me, they call you.
Language. The information must be provided in a language the person understands. So if like Abu Trica in lawyer no day, me then go call. Like them for call me, make a come. Or even if the state, if Abu Trica no get lawyer, wait the state for provide lawyer for your chairman. Me them for call. But ask them, they ask some question in that uncomfortable situation where chairman they talk say, I need my lawyer. It was said to him that you do not need a lawyer to answer some questions like this. And that be where the problem be. Because that is a state agency infringing on the fundamental human right of someone who has been arrested. You see, it does not matter the nature of the crime. El Chapo had a lawyer. It does not matter. It is just an indictment. An indictment is not an admission of guilt. Until they go through the processes of what? Trial. And a competent court of jurisdiction and jurisprudence will talk, say, hey, chairman, this is what you did. Go enter inside 20 years. Until then, he has his rights intact. Even in prison, his rights are to be respected. So you cannot tell me, say, no, you do. No, he has right to lawyers. Or he has a right to his lawyer.
Of his choice.
Give him access to his lawyer. And also, when you arrest people, you have to read their rights to them. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say here will be used against you in a court of competent jurisdiction. You have the right to a lawyer, and even if you don't have, if you are incapacitated to get yourself a lawyer, the state go free step in. That is why there is legal aid. So these are things before enlighten the people. As a state institution, you for know this, because if you don't follow due processes, you end up jeopardizing the case that you have built. You understand? Now, because in that situation, the way then they ask him question will be uncomfortable, and they talk all these things. If you think say you set him up to self-incriminate, that's not a problem. But the thing is, whatever he says, his lawyers go argue in court that he said it under duress. Therefore, the judge they sit on the case for just throw him away. It will not be admissible in court because he said it under duress, and it cannot be admissible in court. So in that situation, your job as a state agency, security agency, is to effect the arrest. Read his right to him. Then we move on to the interrogation process. Unless there is an exception to this law or in this rule. But and I'm sure there is no exception. If there is no single exception to this rule or law, then we must respect the fundamental human rights of the citizen. It does not matter the nature of the crime. We operate in a democratic dispensation. The country is built and run by the rule of laws or the rule of law. Bro, we have a constitution. The people that sat down and put together the constitution, they knew what they were doing. Unless we want to sideline the constitution, which is not possible. Whatever is enshrined in the constitution is enshrined in the constitution. There is absolutely nothing you can do. So as a state institution, you should do better to know some of these things, in order not to once again jeopardize a case that you have built. So does he have rights? Yes, he has it. The situation where them find themselves in yesterday, did it look like them they under duress, like they were uncomfortable and tense, and the whole recording and the video thing they need? Yes. So sometimes we learn some of these things. Somebody actually tweeted that more Ghanaians do not know their rights, because if Ghanaians knew their rights, a lot of like people when they work in law enforcement agencies in this country, they will go inside like 6 years. You go make an arrest of someone and you end up being arrested, or you end up in jail. But the thing is, there is limited knowledge about some of these things. The information is there. People do not want to read. They do not care to read. Even if you know your rights, they make you look like, hey, you are too known. And now you know your rights for here. How you know your rights? They're saying, why do you know your rights? You are book long, you understand? Then they make you feel some type of way for knowing your rights. And as a citizen of this country, you should know your fundamental human rights, so that nobody can infringe on it. In Abu Trica's situation, yesterday I saw a video where someone was arrested by the Ghana police people. Then they cut his hair.
That just happened to me. Hey. Good. I'll mark that. Hey, move your hand.
Don't. I know. Reflect.
And remove.
What has the hair got to do with the crime that the person has committed, allegedly? I want to know. I want to know the correlation between the hair and the crimes that the person has committed, allegedly. I want to know. You made an arrest. Why are you cutting the person's hair? To send a message. What is the point? And someone said, oh, yes, the person in hair being in power. If they carry him go police station, they vanish and things. How, bro? How? Someone actually believes that anytime then they arrest this particular person and they put them behind bars, they vanish. How can you believe in something like that? How? As you go there, the police, the counterback or the bars in back, now you go there. How? Too many Nigerian movies. Too much Nigerian movies, bro. The constitution and superstition know they work hand in hand, bro. The police does not have any right. The policeman does not have any right to cut that man's hair. But here he was, and on his knees, and his hair was being cut. For what reason, bro? You see, we should make the conscious effort to learn, to read. They say if you want to hide something from the black man, put it in a book. Sometimes we make the conscious effort to read, to enlighten our minds. And people with them there in higher authorities, people in position of power, they are supposed to be instruments for the dissemination of some of these things. Because when you go through the right procedures, bro, what's a French? But if the people who are law enforcers are breaking the laws, then what are we doing in this country? Because a law enforcer is to enforce laws. The law enforcer's job is not to break laws. So a law enforcer cannot be found slacking. He has rights to lawyers of his choice. Opesokofa Louis Litt, Opesokofa have respect and Louis Litt and Jessica, the other one to the lady. So ladies and gentlemen, let us understand the laws of the land. Abu Trica even if he stole a whole country's GDP, he has his rights. Yes. Even if he stole the whole country's GDP, he has rights. You cannot argue otherwise. Once again, unless there is an exception to this. If there is no exception, the situation they found themselves in the video and how the questions were being asked under duress, they were uncomfortable and they were being forced to answer questions which could self-incriminate them. No, that's not how the law works. So, media, as I said, normally they be me I for go there and they have a conversation with all these people in the situation, but they don't call me. And yes, it is what it is. But it is important we have a conversation like this so that people would understand.
Baba Esther, one of your colleagues released Abu Trica in Baby Mama.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Osajifu Oliver Bakavomawo, convener of Fix the Country movement, tweeted yesterday. He's also a lawyer. Tweeted yesterday that our law firm secured the release of Abu Trica's partner, mother of a son, from custody. We intend to sue the Narcotics Control Commission for her unlawful arrest and abuse. So what they subjected Abu Trica the infringement, according to this lawyer, it was what? Unlawful arrest and abuse. And as a lawyer, he knows what he's talking about, and they can argue the case in a competent court of jurisdiction. You see, this is why you read people's rights to them, to avoid some of these things. In December, could before a peripherals by 1,000. Meanwhile, if we had followed the standard procedure, we wouldn't be here. And I expect state security agencies to know these things. This is not negotiable. We cannot have any form of conversation about it. You have to know, especially when the people involved are lawyers, colleague lawyers. You have to know this. These are some of the things people are saying about the whole thing on social media. And this is a law account on Twitter. GH Laws Trends. A person who is arrested, restricted, or detained shall be informed immediately in a language that he understands of the reason of his arrest, restriction, or detention, and of his right to a lawyer of his choice. Article 14, Clause 2 of the 1992 Constitution. You can clearly see they are struggling in their handcuffs. But those blah 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 are still interrogating them. This is wrong. If I was in his position, I would have sued their asses. You understand? And this is from a Madudu Kunose. Unlearned blah 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 blah. Why are you insisting he answers you when he has clearly stated he won't answer anything without his lawyer? And this is from Abu Trica. A suspect cannot be forced to answer questions, especially when he has indicated he will speak when he has a lawyer. He has the right to remain silent, and he's under no obligation to assist the investigators. Why are they forcing him to answer questions like what work do you do? And in this country, when security agencies make arrests or when they move to people, you don't see them read their rights to them. I've never seen anything like that. I've never heard anything like that. All the since them bomb me, I know say Ghana police go arrest somebody with them reading rights to him. I have witnessed an arrest before, and the person's rights were not read to him. I've witnessed some before. They came to arrest somebody with them beat them, Now before the rights they are reading to you, say they go beat them. You understand? I've never in my life, but it is your duty as a law enforcer to read the rights. You do not watch a movie sentence. Watch The Blacklist, CSI Miami, even Suits, Lincoln Lawyer, or whatever they call it. Is this how they work? Why should this be out to the public? Very unprofessional. This is wrong on so many levels. He's reading his right to ask for what? A lawyer. So he goes on and on and on. Abu Trica get rights to call for his lawyer in situations like that. And it is the duty of the law enforcer to make him available or to make her available. This is not negotiable. So, ladies and gentlemen, this be what I have to say about the situation. Yes, chairman get right. Me see, even if he stole the GDP of this country, he has rights and must be respected. It's as simple as that. And yeah, whether he is guilty or not, I know it depends on his lawyers and the people where then they carry him go. I know they there. As to whether they are going to find him guilty or not, it depends on the case that the state is going to build against him. And it is duty of his lawyers to argue that our client is innocent. He is not guilty. So the back and forth now, then in the end, a jury go sit on the issue, then go, okay, he is guilty on this count, he's not guilty on this count, and based on that, then go come up with a sentence. Until then, they for not treat him like he be animal. Me say Pablo Escobar and El Chapo had lawyers. Go read about it. My name is Sheldon, aka Barrister Sheldon. Court Bloomberg.
Beer bar.
Boss, my nigga boss.
Barbados.
Black sheep. Have you any woo? Yes, son. You say it's Baba, but it's not black sheep. Baba, black sheep.
Who tell you? Say Baba.
Baba Tunde. Ba. Ababaya. Let the chilling begin.